위치에서 멍 때리는 것조차도 사치 버릇처럼 내가 나를 착취해 경추 쪽은 딱딱해지고 의식에 붙은 각질 모두 위맑은 땀 대신 날 적시는 건 찐땀이네. 이 험한 현실에서 아직 붙잡아두고 싶은 꿈 넘고 힘든 삶의 능선에서 때론 포기하고 싶은 꿈 너와 천천히 오래 걷고 싶어 until the end of time 지금 난 간절히 원해 한 조각의 peace of mind 사실 조금 때 같아 곧 내 같아 곧 다니는 건 달라지고 빨라졌지만 보단 생존하기 바쁜 정수리는 넓어지고 평소가 작아지는 마음 속에 편해줬으면 해 한 송이의 평화 진흙탕 속의 연화 이 험한 현실에서 아직 붙잡아두고 싶은 꿈 높고 힘든 삶의 능선에서 때론 포기하고 싶은 꿈 너와 천천히 오래 걷고 싶어 until the end of time 지금 난 간절히 원해 한 조각의 pizza change, it's the same old thing. And the game won't change, it's the same old thing. Just the same old. Just the same old. Just the same old thing. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there. Ludacris going in on the verse, cause I never been defeated and I won't stop now. Keep your hands up, get them in the sky.
Low.
That ain't making my folks locked down. I never went nowhere. What they saying, Luda's back. Blame it on that. The hood call it ludic. And I'm on this foolish track, so I spit my foolish flow. My hands go up and down like go. My verses still be serving tight like a million. This last time on a college remix, now I'm on the original version. Can't never count me out, y'all better count me in. Got 20 bank accounts, accountants count me in. Make millions every year, the South's champion. Cause all I do, being on some
Two teams, two conferences. It's a road game for the Rockets. And Houston is looking to play Texas big. We're all set to bring you NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. Here's the starting group for Houston. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Modiunas and Howard the post pair. And it's Beverly in a point.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Rejected by Howard. And they get it back. They shoot again.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
Like last season, we saw Modiunas make some nice strides.
Yeah, big uptick in his scoring efficiency, Kevin, on both his shooting from beyond the arc and from within the arc increased.
Beverly dishes to Harden. And they cash in right away with the quick shot.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Here's Beverly. That's good. And so Howard with the assist.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
The Rockets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Beverly. It's deflected. And now Kid Gilchrist putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
Tell you what, Mama always said, if you got it, flaunt it.
Let it fly. Let it fly.
Mama said that, huh? A shot by Batum, no good. Howard kicks to Beverly. Shoots. The good-looking shot from the wing. Beverly's got his second basket of the game.
He's looking confident right from the opening tip.
The Rockets were terrific on the road last season, Clark. Tied for second with the Clippers for the most road wins in the league.
26-15, although if you want to get picky about it, they had one of those wins in Mexico City, so maybe 25.5 road wins for them.
Williams, that's good.
And when he breaks out the crossover.
Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
And, guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Houston foul call.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
And Kid Gilchrist had that very funky jumper coming into the league. And prior to last year, really worked tirelessly. Not an easy thing to do to try to change the entire form and structure of your jump shot.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Kaminsky, he's checked in for Williams. Lee comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Walker.
Zach, you're gay, just kidding.
Fires from 14. And that one hits back iron. Clark for Kid Gilchrist, and his shot. It seemed to be a step in the right direction for his entire offensive game.
Well, Kevin, it was the first year of reworking that jump shot, and the mid-range percentage has gone up as a result. That's positive progress.
Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Charlotte.
And guys, KJ McDaniels, I think, has excellent defensive potential. I mean, his long arms and quick jump allow him to block a high number of shots for a two-guard, and his overall athleticism allows him to match up against twos and threes. Offensively, though, he really needs work on practically every measurable skill.
2 points.
And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking them.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position. Then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe. Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
Then back to McDaniels, the highest second-round draft pick in last year's draft.
And Kevin, you know, he was outperforming that draft spot through the first 52 games, but because of a one-year rookie contract, the Sixers felt they might have to overpay him, so therefore they traded him to Houston instead.
The cold, harsh economics, Clark, of the NBA, huh?
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute.
The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. Houston on top. They lead by 5. 2K Sports back in a moment here at the Time Warner Cable Arena in Charlotte. And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. We're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Rockets.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
You know, one other thing that's clear is how well they're burying their jump shots here in the early going.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Houston. Everly and Harden, they're the backcourt. Modiunas and Howard, the post pair. And it's Ariza in the 3 spot.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
The 15-footer. And Modiunas, the basket on the assist by Ariza. Modiunas has got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And Nicholas Batum injuring his wrist last season, he was pushed in the back by Larry Sanders on a dunk and went down hard.
Fast break, here we go. But they get it back. Williams can't get it to go. Rockets leading by 3. Ariza goes in.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard, Clark.
Yes,
Bring it down hard,
yes,
my
sir.
brother.
Yes, sir.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
We saw that wrist bother Batum all season long. His shooting numbers down drastically. Clark, a major blow for him.
And you know what? The league might have to look at that. I mean, Sanders got a 1-game suspension, but is that really enough to discourage that kind of reckless foul? It's a thin line, but I think it's worth a further look.
Stolen by Harden. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. And the Hornets making a change here. Kid Gilchrist has checked in. Here's Batum. Williams kicks to Batum. Here's Zeller. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Outside, Batum. Back to Walker. And it's denied. Harden has a wide open look. And it's Houston with another.
And Steve Clifford might not be the most famous coach in the NBA, but he has plenty of experience, and everyone in the league knows exactly how well versed he is as a coach.
now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. And guys, Nicholas Batum is a real greyhound on the floor. The guy's got long strides, runs fast, long and limber. Clarkie, he covers a lot of ground.
Extremely active at both ends of the court, Kevin. Great versatility. He can defend 3 positions, and he's played big minutes for the Blazers.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Jefferson's checked in for Cody Zeller. Kaminsky comes in for Williams. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Walker. Lin with it, guarded now by Jason Terry.
And guys, now the NBA has what's called player tracking. I mean, they can show how much ground a player can cover over the course of a season. And Nicholas Batum, always amongst the leaders. 2 seasons ago, he was #1.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam, you're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Here's Lamb. They get the rebound. Kaminsky kicks to Lamb. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. And Brewer with the stuff.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Well, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing anytime they've had the numbers advantage, and then they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had the foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
Both free throws good from Lin. And so it's Houston with it. 23 seconds left in the first half. And it's Terry off the drive. Rebounded by Lamb.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
Here's McDaniels. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. The Rockets have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And one of the weaker areas for this group, only shot about 71% from the line a season ago.
Yeah, as a group, really a dismal year for them from the line last season, guys.
That'll do it for the first half. Rockets lead by 7. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. The second half just about to get going here. One of the stories here, KJ McDaniels getting it done today.
Yeah, and he's the ringleader of their offense. And what we saw in that first half with his ability to keep everybody involved is the reason why they're playing well.
And that's just the thing. I mean, he knows how to share the sugar. He makes sure everybody gets a touch, and that keeps the offense balanced and productive.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. One of the stories here, KJ McDaniels getting it done today.
I tell you what, it's a pleasure to watch him when he's at the helm, because of that first half, offensively, he was in a zone.
It sure is a treat to watch him, guys. I mean, everything's been running through him, and he's doing a fantastic job keeping the offense clicking on all cylinders.
We've got Al Jefferson, Jeremy Lamb out there with Kaminsky. Then it's Jeremy Lin, and it's Lee in a shooting guard. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. Here's Howard. Lee with the block. It's out of bounds. They are saying it was last touch by Lee. Outside Howard.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Another miss by Howard.
And guys, Courtney Lee, now having completed 7 full seasons
very much the same guy now as he was entering the league. A 3-and-D prototype who will most likely never be a plus playmaker.
Took him no time at all on that one. Lamb's got his first 3 points of the game. It's Harden with the drive. That's good from 17 feet away.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Lynn from long range, but they recover it.
Nice hustle to get them a second look.
Here's Kaminsky. Missed it, even after all those chances. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. The quick look, no good that time. Knocks it loose. Lynn adds a two-pointer. No luck. And it's Houston the other way.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all. Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And the jam by Harden.
Agility leads to thievery there as he's got his hand in there to get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And Clark, that's been the story of this game so far. They cannot hand over any more easy points in the open floor.
So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there. Yeah, in the quest to get to the playoffs, the Hornets came up short last season, and a lot of that was due to how they fared against the Western Conference. They just couldn't keep up with the offensive firepower coming out of the West.
Ladies and gentlemen, now a timeout called by Houston. As you mentioned, the Hornets struggled against the West, only won 8 games in their 30 games played.
And you need to be near 500 against the West if you want to make the playoffs in the East. But it was their lack of offense that just made it so hard for the Hornets to keep up with a lot of teams in the West.
And for Trevor Ariza, almost exclusively a perimeter player on the offense last year. New scheme, Greg, new teammates, big adjustment.
Yeah, the Rockets having Dwight Howard camping out in the lane and James Harden needing space for dribble drives. Not much room to operate inside for Ariza.
But they do like his defense, and we know he can hit the three. He's a pretty valuable commodity for them. Beasley, the best to Beverly. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
You know, you talk about Trevor Ariza last season. I mean, his field goal percentage dipped to 40. Mostly because he only took threes, or so it appeared. It's hard to be efficient if you're only shooting threes.
You guys, when you think about Trevor Ariza, he was signed by Houston last year to play defense. And did he deliver on that end? He was usually matched up against the opponent's best wing scorer, and he had the highest steals average of his career, almost 2 a game. Add to that, he is a knockdown shooter from beyond the arc.
And the second player taken in the 2008 draft, Michael Beasley out of Kansas State, has been the ultimate wild card. Incredibly high expectations for him. At one time, he was the best high school player in the country. But now, you know, Greg, in his 8th season, bounced around a little bit. You wonder if he will ever fulfill that great potential.
You know, you could argue he's the best player in college that 1 year at Kansas State. I mean, unstoppable scorer and rebounder on the collegiate level. And he's shown flashes, but that's the one thing about this level. So much of the game is mental. And not everybody's equipped to handle the responsibility of being a great player.
Excellent point. Cannot hit. Great D that time from Batum.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Beverly wide open. Wide open shot is on the money. Beverly's got 4 points this quarter.
And thinking about Michael Beasley's career now, he did have a breakout season in 10 and 11 with the Timberwolves. It was enough to land him a 3-year, $18 million contract with the Suns a couple years ago. Arrows seemed to be pointing up, but then things headed south quickly.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass. You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And it's blocked. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And Kid Gilchrist gets it to go in.
They're on fire from mid-range, guys. They found a weakness in the defense, and they're exploiting it to a T.
And it's not often you see a team as efficient from that short 17, as I like to call it, but it's really worked well for them today.
Good on the shot. Kid Gilchrist has got 9 points.
I tell you what, I can't argue with the result, but a little unnecessary to go to the off-balance shot there.
Howard. Great D that time from Batum.
That's the kind of D.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Rockets ahead. They lead by 12. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup. We'll see how much things change up here. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. Terry and Harden are the 1 and 2. Moniunas up there with Trevor Ariza. And it's Capella in at the pivot, manning the middle. From deep, Walker. That's tipped.
He's not exactly striping them from deep. He had 1 3-ball in the first half. Still bageled in the second.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Rockets.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Down low. Trying to find Batum. He's got it now. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. 6 points for Nicholas Batum.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Courtney Lee, he's checked in for the Hornets. And a switch here also for Houston. McDaniels checked in. The shot by Batum, no good.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That'll be his second foul of the game. Off the inbound pass. The shot by McDaniels, no good. And here's Harden for 3. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Outstanding perimeter defense there. That was a well-contested shot.
Yeah, and you know he takes a lot of pride in his defense. There are no easy threes if he's on you.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for McDaniels.
Substitution for the Rockets.
And the hope for Jeremy Lin last season was that he'd take a step forward in his development, but it almost was the opposite in his play.
And that can happen. You don't always go a straight line north in your improvement in this league. He'd been on an upward swing as far as his shooting accuracy, but last season was the worst since his rookie year in that area.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Steve Clifford was just going over the game plan with his team. He is not pleased with the score and implored them to try to make a push right now, saying, "We don't have time, fellas. If we can't make a dent soon, I'll have to pull the plug." Pretty blunt, Kevin. Back to you.
And talking about Lin last season, he never quite gelled with what they were doing in Los Angeles. Both he and Kobe need the ball to be effective, and I got a feeling you guys know which one of those two is going to get it.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
But they get it back.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Lee gets the bucket.
He can be a matchup nightmare if he can get it in the paint.
And, you know, getting back to Lynn, he was actually pretty strong starting out the season. In November, he made 48% of his shots, 37% from downtown. But in April, he only hit 24% from the field and was eventually shut down for the year.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Marvin Williams is checked in for Kaminsky. Kid Gilchrist comes in for Courtney Lee. And Walker subbed in for Jeremy Lin. And a switch here also for Houston. Dwight Howard's checked in for Capella. Moniunas kicks to Harden. Jefferson with some nice D.
And good defense there to play up and get a hand in the face.
Well, he's got a tough mindset. He's confident as a defender. And when you combine those two things, it makes it real hard to score on him.
Reeves it dishes to Beverly. Launches it. No luck. Walker with some nice D. Hit his foot. And it's whistled a kick. Houston with a big group substitution here. Capella's checked in. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. KJ McDaniels, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. Here's Kid Gilchrist for three. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Rockets.
Agreed, Steve. And guys, the fast break was run, I thought, beautifully all night by these guys. Clark, I think that was a big part of their success.
I love the way they scored fast break points tonight here. It was a key factor in coming out on top.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for James Harden. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Terry, that's a two. And another shot. It's blocked. Fast break now for Charlotte. And a wide open look for Walker. It's rebounded by Houston.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Nice shot by Terry.
And the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way things turned out today.
Well, Greg, this was a well-deserved win. I mean, they came into this building and acted like it was their home turf. I mean, they were the ones calling the shots and controlling everything.
A nice shot by Howard.
Plays like that, the hustle plays on the backboard, the second chance points that have really caused problems all day for the defense.
Brewer with the ball. Over in the corner, McDaniels. Terry, that's a two. No good. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that'll do it, folks.
Up in here vibing to my household. Real I die for. Creeping off in that cause it's the same motion, just a different day. Out here trying to get it, each and every way. Mama need a house, baby need some shoes. Times are getting hard, guess what I'ma do? Hustle, hustle, hard, hustle, hard, hard. Closed mouths don't get fed on this bullet. Okay, now all I know is hustle. Get it off the muscle. Black is my attire. Keep them sticks off in that cupboard. I be going hard. I'm going hard. I just hit them all. You just swipe the card. I'm with a couple Latin. I just do. You other guys telling lies. Homie, free money. AG. You pay me. Swagging in my saline. Two-door coupe Mercedes. I am too much for you busters. I don't trust them. They won't play me for no sucker. Play me for.
We'll be bringing you an interconference matchup in this one as the Spurs come into town. Home court advantage goes to the Cavaliers playing here in Quicken Loans Arena. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for San Antonio, Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Aldridge out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Duncan in at the 5. Kyrie Irving, an explosive scorer. We all know that. His rate of assists continually dropping over his NBA career. And Greg, does he need to be more of a pure point guard?
You know, he does have the advantage of playing with LeBron James, one of the best playmakers in the league. It's a good fit, I think, at this stage of his career because right now they need him to score the basketball while he continues to improve his point guard skills.
Oh, my gosh, they just got
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket. You know, one thing you can say about Kyrie Irving as he's got more talent around him, he's become much more efficient offensively. Shot selection had been a question for him, but no longer as he's gotten more help.
And Leonard gets it to go.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Well, wide open look for Love. Can't get it to go. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way.
And Irving with multiple 55-point games last season. The first player to do that since the great Kobe Bryant back in 07. The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint. And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
And James throws it down.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Here's Parker, 13 feet away. And Smith with a clear path to the hoop.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Here's Parker. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle in a lot of contact here. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
At the line for the Cavaliers.
And how good a playmaker has Tony Parker been? One of the best in recent history. The all-time leader in assists for the Spurs over his 14 years there. Just a crafty guy with the ball in his hand.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Iman Shumpert is checked in for J.R. Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. And continuing our talk of Tony Parker, the first year he laced up his sneakers, he increased the tempo for that entire Spurs offense, and it continues to this day.
Yeah, and the increase in floor spacing and tempo, a big reason the Admiral, Tim Duncan, and Parker won the championship together in 2003, and obviously Duncan and Parker have won a few more rings since then.
And it's Dellavedova missing.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target. Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
Here's Fry. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass. And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Now, here's Fry. He's got 6. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys. So that's a free basket right there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And the Spurs with some changes. Ginobili comes in for Boris Diaw. And it's Mills in for Parker. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchups.
Yeah, I agree with you because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
Kyrie Irving's checked in for Cleveland. Leonard on the wing. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And a year ago, he was an 80% shooter at the line, so that's more than acceptable.
And guys, the numbers don't lie. I mean, he was such a reliable presence at the free throw line all throughout last season.
And trailing here in the early going, too many careless fouls, and they're giving up a lot of trips to the line.
Yeah, not only the trips to the line are concerned, but the foul trouble also. You've got to play defense with your feet and do so without fouling.
It's Parker with the drive. And the basket good. Parker's got 13.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop. And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
This one for 3. And a good